Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Glitz and Glam. This is going to be my first video. I'm very excited that it's my first video, and I chose my first video to be a brow tutorial because I have a friend, Jen, who is a high school friend. She saw some pictures of me on social media and she said one day, wow, your eyebrows always look so great, what do you do with them? And I said, well, thanks, that's a great compliment, because I don't really have brows that look like this. I have short brows. They're skinny. They're you know, there's some places that I don't have enough hair and whatnot. So my biggest insecurity all my life has been my brows because of how sparse they are. And it's not that I overplucked them or whatnot. Some people do get to that point, but my sister and I actually, we take after our father, and he, God bless him, he has short eyebrows. His eyebrows end like right here and they're little. And so my sister and I did not take after our mother. She has the most beautiful eyebrows. I'm so envious of her. So I eventually had to learn how to pencil them in and work with them and find what worked best for me and whatnot. So I'm here today to show you guys two different products that I use. One that I use on a daily basis, and another one that I use mostly when I'm doing like special occasion makeup on myself, or if I have a special event to go to and I want my brows to really last and really hang in there. Not that the other product doesn't last, it lasts all day. Love the way that the formula is, but one product I use when I'm doing full face of makeup, glammed out, and the other one is for more of a daily, on a daily basis. And those two products are the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Dip Brow Pomade, and I use the color Soft Brown. And the other one is the Brow Wiz by Anastasia of Beverly Hills, okay? And in this color, I also use the Soft Brown, although I just went to the mall yesterday and I got a different color. I think it's medium brown, because I feel like I'm in this weird transition where I don't have really blonde hair and I don't have dark hair like I used to, but my roots are kind of like, so I feel like in pictures my brows sometimes look a little too brown, like literally brown, and not a natural looking color. So I decided to pick up the medium brown and try it out. Now there's pros and cons. This one, there's no con. I love this. I love every single thing about this. And the Dip Brow Pomade, there is a con that for me is a deal breaker because of the fact that I have to go back in with the Brow Wiz to fill in any areas where I don't have hair and I fill this in with. I have to go back in there because I feel like it doesn't really cover. I feel like it looks too transparent and you can see through. You can see through it and you can see to my skin, and it doesn't look like it's hair. So I'm going to do a tutorial for you and show you one brow with Dip Brow and the other one with Brow Wiz, so that you guys can see the difference, and so that you guys can see and decide maybe for yourselves what you think is best for you. So let's get started. This is the moment of truth. I hate letting people see me without my eyebrows. And here I am posting this. So let's remove both of them. Might take off some of my makeup, so disregard that. So there's one brow. This is the brow that I don't like. Yeah, this is the brow that I don't like. And this is the brow that I do like. I feel like it's a little fuller, the shape of it. I like the shape of it a little bit better and whatnot. So this one here, I tend to be able to fill it in quicker than the other one. Okay, so now let me just wipe it off with a clean cotton. Take off any excess. So we have a nice clean slate. So now what I would suggest when you're filling in your brows, or in general, even if you don't have to fill in your brows, if you just have like little things here and there that you need to kind of touch up, I would suggest making sure that either you or whoever you go to, that the person tweezes your brows or waxes your brows in a form that it makes it easier for you to fill them in. In my case, since I really don't have too much hair, I don't really need to tweeze too much, but what I try to do is I try to make sure that there's a straight line here. Okay, I try to, when I tweeze, to make sure that this is nice and clean and that there's a nice straight line. As you can see right here, it kind of like there's like a little hole. Now this isn't again from over tweezing or anything like that, it's just how my brows are. I also tweeze the top of my brows to make sure that that's nice and clean. It's not perfectly nice and clean right now, just because it's been about a week or so since I've done them, since I've tweezed them, but that's my tip for you. Again, here is the brow that is not the perfect one. Another thing is, make sure you trim them, so you comb them up and then you go ahead and, you know, just trim any of these little hairs that are sticking out. And that'll help a great deal when you're filling in your brows. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Brow Wiz on the harder brow, okay? And then we'll do the dip brow on this side. So what I like to do, since I like to make sure that I have a nice straight line here, is draw a line. Kind of gonna be my guideline for where I want my brow to go and how thick I want it to be. Now, as you can see, I have a pretty big curve right here, and I don't want that curve. That's my natural curve. That's what my eyebrows look like, and I don't want that. So what I do is I use this as a guideline. So I'm just gonna go straight across. Okay? Now it looks pretty funky, right? Because I have this space right here, but we're gonna fill that in. So I go straight across, and then I just keep following it, and as you can see, I meet up where I actually have hair. So now what I'm gonna do is continue on to create my tail. Okay, so now we've created my tail, and then I go back in and I fill in wherever I have these little holes here and there to make it look more natural. Okay, so see how that's now filled in a little bit better? Anytime you're filling it in, you want to go ahead and use the spoolie on the other side. That's the other thing I don't think I mentioned. Excuse those noises, it's my puppy that's sitting there making noises. But you want to go ahead and use the spoolie to comb up or sideways, because that's going to help to distribute any of the product that you're putting on if there's way too much product. Now, once I'm done drawing this bottom part, I'm going to go ahead and start right at the very top where my arch would be. Now, I'm not going to go into details as to where your arch should or shouldn't be, but my arch is generally, you know, right about there. And what you want to do if you want to, you know, make sure that you're doing the right thing is this is where your arch should be when you line this up, okay? So I go straight to where my arch would be, and I meet that with this little tail that I created. And then I go ahead and fill that in between, or fill in between that. Okay, again, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna comb everything, because that'll help comb out the hair that you do have so that it all blends in together with the pencil that you're putting in and your hair. Lily, what's wrong? Shush, be quiet. It's okay. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is keep going towards the center. Okay, towards, you know, the center there. So what I'm going to do is draw the line like I did underneath. I'm doing the same thing on the top, and I'm meeting it with where my arch is. And again, I like to make it straight and then go up to where my arch is. Now that I have this top line drawn, I'm going to go ahead and fill in between. Okay? So we're going to be filling in between. Once you're done filling in between, you're going to go back in there with your spoolie and comb everything up, down, sideways, wherever you feel like it's necessary, so that everything is blended and so that it looks natural. So there you go. You have the before and you have the after. You have no brows and you have full brows. And then you can extend this as far as you want. So that's that. Now let's get started with the pomade. The pomade, like I said, there is a con about that, and one of it is the fact that in some areas it looks see-through. It doesn't look like you have, like right in here where I have a hole, I'm gonna probably have to touch that up with the pencil. But let's get started with that, with the pomade. Same thing as the other one. I'm going to go ahead and start creating a line. Now the pomade, I should say, it's a pretty big pot. This is going to last you an eternity. That's the great thing about this. I guess I do have a con about this, is that it doesn't last a long time, especially if this is something that you use every day. This is going to last forever. But for me, it's not practical just because you have to use the brush and you have to, you know, dip it in here. Another thing I should mention is this brush that I got, this angled brush with the spoolie on the side, is also from her company, Anastasia of Beverly Hills. And it is number 12. I don't know if you could see there. Number 12, okay? So you want to do the same thing, like I said, that we did on the other brow. You want to start with creating a line at the bottom, okay? And then you want to go ahead and extend that line all the way to the bottom where your tail is. Now the difference with this is that since it's a brush, there's always going to be excess product on here. What you want to do to make it blend nicely is go ahead and comb up. Kind of like we did with the pencil, but we're doing it with the brush. And let me turn sideways so you can see. The brush is like this, it's not like this, okay? So you're going to just comb up, and you can use the spoolie. And just comb and tweak it as you go. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead. Nice motorcycle, thanks. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead at the top like I did on the other brow. I'm gonna go to where my arch would be, and I'm gonna meet with the tail. Okay? Now one brow always tends to be a little bit thicker than the other generally, and I want to mention that your brows are supposed to be sisters. They're not supposed to be twins. They're not supposed to be identical, okay? You want them to have the same shape. You want them to have the same length. And you want them to look similar. You don't want them to look identical. I mean, if you get them to look identical, great. But the whole point is, don't frustrate yourself over getting them to look identical, because that's not the point. And I've learned that this brow, I tend to get it, it's easier for me to get it thicker than this one. So now, like I did with the other side, we're going to go ahead and work our way in. And create that top line. And sometimes I have to pull it out and tweak it and whatnot. So now what we're going to do is get some more product, and I'm going to fill in the center. And how I'm doing that is just brushing it up like this, dipping in some more product, and brushing it up. When I get here to this point, sometimes I like turning the brush to this angle so that I could have more of a sharp line. That's just me. You can do whatever you feel is comfortable for you. My dog is very frustrated. I don't know why she's very frustrated, but she's frustrated. Okay, so you keep brushing, combing, applying more product, stepping away, taking a look, and whatnot. Okay, now I'm done with the dip brow. I'm done with that product. Now I'm gonna go back in with the Brow Wiz, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill in wherever I feel like the dip brow didn't do the job. That would be up here, and like I said, generally it's where I don't really have a lot of hair. That's where I need to go back in and tweak it. I know I said I was going to do one with one product and the other one with the other product, but like I said, there's no way that I can do my brow with the pomade on its own. I have to use this, and this is only because I don't have full brows. If you're somebody who has full brows, you could just use one. Okay, so there you are. The color is slightly different. I don't know if you can tell. I can tell just by looking in the camera. The dip brow pomade is a little bit lighter than in the soft brown than the pencil is in the soft brown. So obviously you don't want to go out, you know, do one with one and one with the other, but you could easily lighten it up by just combing out as so. It'll take off any excess product that you feel like you added in too much. Okay, so that's that. There you have it. I have brows again, and now I'm ready to go. So this is the brow tutorial. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting things about beauty, hair, makeup, nails, skincare, anything that has to do with that. I love beauty and everything in between. I'm a hoarder of beauty products. I mean, if you know me, you know that I hoard shampoos, conditioners, hairspray, makeup, anything that has to do with beauty. It's kind of sad, but that's me. I love everything that has to do with beauty. I actually have a picture of when I was very, very little applying lipstick. I used to go in people's purses and embarrass my mom and steal their not steal, but borrow their lipsticks and put it on. So ever since I was a little girl, I loved it, and it was really exciting for me to decide to go ahead and start making these videos and sharing these tips and tricks with you guys. Please make sure to comment and like my page on Facebook, Glitz and Glam by Alessandra. Like the page, comment, let me know what you would like to see, let me know your thoughts, your ideas, and whatnot, and your comments and constructive criticism. And I'm always up for constructive criticism. thank you for watching. Thank you for taking this time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And stay tuned for more because there will be a lot more
Birds
to
flying
come.
high,
See you guys soon.
you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know